And here we go with checkpoint 2. And I think you can probably guess from what I said in the previous one, this isn't going to come out quite as pretty. So first thing we have to do is make this into standard form. So we've got to subtract a 9 right here and subtract a 9 right here. And what's going to come out here is 3x squared minus 8x minus 9 equals 0. Now it's in standard form. Now if you could do this, pause the video and go over to the side and write what A is, what B is, and what C is. Go ahead and pause the video right now and write those three things. And hopefully you got A equals 3, B equals -8, and C equals -9. We're going to use that to put together the quadratic formula. So here's what we have. We have x equals, again, we're solving for the two, we think it's going to be 2x's, and it will be in this case. So x equals the opposite of b. Well, the opposite of -8 is +8. That's going to be plus or minus square root of b squared. Now, b squared is -8, but we're doing -8 squared, so that's 64. 64 minus 4 times a, now a is 3 in this case, times c, which is -9. And that's all over 2a. Now 2 times 3 is 6. So now we take our next step. X equals, let's do the fraction bar again. Probably need a big one, because there's quite a bit of writing here. All right, so we've got to really deal with the radical now. So we're going to leave this alone. 8 plus or minus square root. Now let's deal with this. We've got 64 already, and we're subtracting 4 times 3, which is 12, and then 12 times 9. Now 12 times 9 is 108. So this is minus -108. So that's 64 plus +108. Now I'm just going to cross this off. 64 plus 108. Go ahead and add that up. And hopefully you got 172. Now you'll find that 172 doesn't have much you can do as far as factoring out on this one. So for our purposes right now, it's not a perfect square, so we'll just call it square root of 172 since we're using our calculator. Now that's still over 6. Okay, so for our purposes for this lesson, we can split this up into two separate answers. We have 8 plus the square root of 172 over 6. But we also have 8 minus the square root of 172 over 6. So what I'd like to do now with you is have you take your calculator out, and I'll show what I do on my calculator as we do this. Again, we're going to try to just do some, with x in this case, we're going to round it. I think the directions, the directions say to round it to the nearest hundredth. So I'm going to do this squiggly equal sign, and we're going to round to the nearest hundredth. So in my calculator, here's what I'm going to put. I'm going to put parentheses, and then I'm going to write 8, and I'm going to do minus the square root of 172, so 172, and then I'm going to use the square root sign, and I'm going to end my parentheses. So I'm just saying I'm doing all this stuff right up here. And then I'm going to divide it by 6. And I think it comes to, so it comes to negative, whoops, let's put that back up there. I got negative 0.85. Okay, now pause the video and see what you come up with when you do the other one, this one right here. And what I got for this one was actually a positive number. I got 3.52 when I did that one. So for the first one, I guess I did these backwards, but